Customer Record Links Review. From within a customer's record, you can access all kinds of information, including their driver's license number, email address, parts pricing setup, and their billing information. That information is stored in various screens we access through the links. Let's take a look. Click the customer search icon, enter the customer's name, and press enter. Highlight their name and enter again to open their record. Now the customer record defaults to the general link. These are the links we click to access the screens we're looking for, and most of this information is typically entered through the Add a Customer wizard when you created the customer record. Let's review each section. The general link has a customer's name, address, and billing stats, like do we accept checks from them, are they on a credit hold, and what's their credit limit, how much do they currently owe us, and do they have any MaxxBucks available they can use. Now let's click the Details link on the left. Here is a customer's email, web address, driver's license, and the state if you accept checks, their resale number if they have one, and their marketing tag. We can print a mass mailing based on this marketing tag, and remember the marketing tag can be whatever you want. The customer since date was automatically generated by the system when you created the customer record, but you can change it. Check the Don't Include in Mass Marketing box to remove this customer's name from any mass marketing letters and labels lists. And if you click on the Recall Last Check, the system will remember the amount and disbursement of the last check you wrote to this customer. This national account field is under development. You can assign a salesperson to this customer. Just know that it doesn't flag a salesperson's commission. It's just to know who's assigned to this customer account. The parts price code for this customer is set here. Just click the down arrow and this sets the parts pricing for ROs for this customer. The labor price codes are set in each vehicle record to allow for a different labor rate for cars versus RVs versus heavy truck, that sort of thing. If the sales tax rate is different from the default, just click the Use Special Tax Rate radio button and click Select to pick a different sales tax rate, resale for example. And any AR charges post to the default account, 12,000 receivables account. If you want to track receivables for this customer separately, click the Use Special Account radio button, and this will open the Chart of Accounts window where you can select a special account. This is only used in special situations, usually as directed by your accountant. So let's click Close. The AR finance charges default to use the program setup, and these system finance charges are calculated based on a due date and finance charge calculation entered in the Setups under Accounting and Payroll, AR due dates and finance charges. You can select the Use Custom Finance Charges and enter your monthly finance charge percentage and your minimum finance charge per month. This would be like 2% and $1. And the system would create a separate finance charge transaction on their account. We can also select to not apply finance charges to this customer at all. Now let's click the Phones link. We can add, edit, delete, or dial the customer's phone number. Click Add Phone. We would enter the number and an extension if applicable, and a phone type is required. And only the phone numbers selected as the default will print on the RO. Select default 1 and only one will print. Select the default 2 and both will print. Any changes you make here to these phone numbers will not be reflected on repair orders that have already been started. Now let's click the Billing link. If we leave this section blank, statements and checks written to this customer will have the address from the general link listed. If we do enter an address here, this alternate billing address will print only on statements and checks. The address on the general link still prints on the customer's repair orders and parts invoices. And click on the Drivers link. Here is where the other drivers for this account are entered. These alternate drivers are assigned at the invoice level to note the primary driver for that vehicle. This shows under a driver section on the RO, and the customer name on the account is still on that repair order. I've also seen this field used for corporate billing accounts where they wanted to know which location the vehicle on the RO was located. And the location is noted here instead of a driver. A little flexibility here with this field. And we can add, edit, or delete these entries. Under the Notes Alert link, we can enter a note that is for reference only. These notes don't print anywhere. And a customer alert entry. Now this is very cool. If there are any notes in this field, a customer alert warning in red type will appear at the bottom of an open repair order. We'll take a look at that feature after we review this last link. So click the Letters link, and here's where all the marketing letters that are currently assigned to this customer are listed. We can assign a new one or delete the highlighted one. And this note here says these letters are at the customer level instead of the vehicle level and do not use the vehicle information like recommended services from the recommended section of the vehicle record. To use vehicle information, select a marketing letter from the vehicle record. And this radio button over here is to display letters to be sent or letters already sent. Note, if we click the general link again, here are our vehicles. And this is where you would select a letter using a vehicle's recommended services information. So let's click OK and exit this customer's record and look at an RO for a customer to see that red customer alert. We just click on the alert and it opens that window where we entered that alert information. It's a pretty cool feature I used a lot for our high maintenance customers. And this concludes the lesson on the customer record links review.